towards, and I think that also pairs nice, so much more gank potential. Dragon Knight by himself has a lot of trouble getting solo rotations to find kills, but Dragon Knight with a Lifestealer and Fest Bomb, if you find that Ogre, you're killing him pretty much in a full stun duration. You know, that Dragon Tail is going to be enough to destroy LeBron or Lil this game. So it's just another tool they have in their arsenal to erupt early on. And, you know, DK is a very momentum-based hero. Both of these supports play very well off of momentum, and even LC fits into that. So I feel like the DK is really a good final piece to the puzzle for how Spirit shaped up this draft. My question now is, will it be enough? Because this Na'Vi draft is pretty well-rounded. They have a ton of spammable stuns. You know, they can fight pretty much whatever they want. They are not cooldown reliant at all outside of the Dream Coil and the Fiend's Grip.
Yeah, and Dream Coil is actually like a 60-second or 70-second cooldown, almost just a minute cooldown at level 1. So it's pretty. Puck's a pretty persistent fighter in that regard, and it looks like they're smoking out to the bottom lane on the side of Na'Vi. It's actually General on the Tiny and Dendy on the Puck, so he's gonna lane against the DK mid with the Puck.
Okay, now that's pretty interesting. Dendy Puck, well, kind of a blast from the past. General Tiny, PL picked up by Crystallize.
And what is the? They ran to the left around this high ground area. I wonder what they were trying to go for. Illidan is sitting in the trees on his own. Can they kill him? I don't think he wants to skill Rage at level 1. I think they'd be pretty happy if he skilled Rage.
Yeah, still great positioning from Illidan, though. He kind of reads this, stays in the tree line, just walks back to safety, and there's no way they can dive the tower. It is a very deep ward, though, so
it
generally
looks like
a sign
Dendy is playing a safe lane Puck versus
Right,
Legion.
It looks like they want to aggro try. That's usually the case when you see a ward behind the tower like that. So
and then mid general.
Wow, they're completely switching up everything here. Switching up the roles. I guess.
Yeah, I was actually maybe General just isn't a huge Puck player or something like that.
And Dendy is absolutely a Puck player.
Oh God, yeah.
We know that.
It's a classic. That is
a
classic.
I guess it makes sense in a game like this. You know, a game 3 decider. You want people to be in the comfort zone. You know, you want everybody on the hero that they feel most confident on.
Okay, and they swapped the Nakes to be top, but I don't think they anticipated that it's a Tiny mid. Tiny's going to do really well against this Dragon Knight, and I think Nakes actually doesn't fare very well against Puck. I think Puck is amazing against Nakes actually in lane.
Yeah, you can see Tiny has a pretty significant base damage advantage over the DK. Both of them have Quelling Blades and Stout Shield, so it'll be a wash on that front. But yeah, you're absolutely right. In a true 1v1, Tiny really should not struggle there. Dendy going to pull 3 heroes up to the top, so you may be correct in that assessment. And it'll turn into kind of an off-lane feel of a 1 versus 3 where Dendy's going to start to get zoned out. So I don't think Lifestealer will have to worry too much about the 1v1. However, we will see a TP, and now LeBron rotates up. So 2v3 still in Spirit's favor. As meanwhile, in the bottom lane, this is kind of a tough setup for Moon.
Yeah, he's not too happy getting... I like this start Lil going in Feeble, actually, because Legion Commander... I mean, it halves Legion Commander's damage. Like, the way Legion Commander lanes really well against PL is by walking up and using the overwhelming odds, getting the movement speed, and then just getting the double right clicks with the Moment of Courage. But that's halved, so the Lil is basically disabling Moment of Courage by using this this Feeble, which maybe they can actually lane pretty effectively against this Legion, which would normally destroy.
Well, up top, Dendy struggling to find last hits. They'll block in LeBron and actually start pressuring him under the tower. It forces a TP reaction out of Bane, and he will cancel it. So no kill, but Spirit definitely happy with that. Now they just reinitiate. They're going to find maybe even a courier on top of it. FNG grabs it, and now they dive LeBron. They're going in hard. No Exodus for the Ogre, and now the kinetic field will lock him in place, and Illidan should be able to just finish off this kill. They do lose Beaver on the backside. Dendy does finish off the Tusk, so at least Na'Vi gets something out of this, but that hurts. Knowing that the Bane can't TP, that was just a green light for Spirit to go in and go hard.
Yeah, although if the Bane does TP, it's not that bad for them either, because I think PL is going to get destroyed by this Legion Commander on the bottom lane, but in any case, getting that first blood is obviously very, very much so gonna help. Oh wait, actually, Na'Vi got the first blood on Beaver. Okay, so that's they're not too
400 versus the 150. Yeah, so Dendy actually made out pretty big there. That's a good catch.
Yeah. He's got 2 null talismans. That's gonna give him a really nice laning phase right now. He's saving 2 points too. He doesn't know what he wants to go for. Maybe he'll go for an extra point in orb. Maybe he'll go for 2 points in waiting rift to kill the Nakes. Okay, he skills it. He wants to go for the phase shift to mitigate some of that damage.
So mid lane, let's check in on the Tiny DK. Just about a wash. The Tiny is finding an advantage, more denies and a couple of extra last hits, but Pikachu really not doing too bad. As far as DK matchups go, I think you're pretty happy if you have this amount of CS at this stage. Up top, Dendi, kind of the perfect hero to deal with this. He gets pulled back by the glimpse, but the kinetic field's off the mark. The Fairy Dragon going to get low. They do actually find the kill. Now LeBron, open wounds will slow him down as he tries to make it back to the tower. That big chubby ogre may end up falling once more. He drops the stun onto Illidan, but FNG there with the extra damage to get the kill. Dendi tosses an orb. Might be able to find a counter kill on Illidan. Does not jaunt to it. Instead, just trades right clicks with FNG. Now that they know the orb is down, they block him in. They want to dive this. It forces 2 TPs back. Tusk as well as Tiny are in the fray, and now it's Spirit on the run. FNG has a TP, but no mana for it. Illidan has the TP and a couple of stick charges. Toss forward the creep. No help. 20 HP. You know, if that creep had just auto-attacked him, it might have almost been a kill.
Yeah.
That's a bummer.
God, that is a bummer. And he has max toss too, actually. So that's a lot of damage on that toss. I thought maybe he would. It was close, yeah. But I think I mean, that's really good for Team Spirit that they got out alive there, because the Tiny rotated from mid. I mean, now the DK is actually getting some space, and if you know, one more rotation like that from General, DK's gonna be level 6, and he's gonna pop an ulti and take that tower. I mean, it's very dangerous to do these core rotations. It looks like this is something that Navi is very comfortable doing, though. They tend to make these core rotations, and sometimes we've seen them get punished heavily for it, and I think that was one of those cases.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Looking at the CS, it's still not a huge gap, but more time. I mean, DK doesn't start even coming online until level 6. Now in the bottom lane, PL going to get chased down. It's a 4-on-1. He has the Doppelganger. Kinetic Field again falls short, but Glimpse back will secure the kill onto Crystallize. And I guess he was kind of trapped in the tree line there. Moon will be able to TP out. Meanwhile, back mid, Pikachu gets very low. Rotation from LeBron. They find the kill.
It's a hard kill too, and they got him.
And now General will have a little space to find some recovery farm. Another very active early game, but Team Spirit are the ones holding on to the advantage.
Yeah, right before DK gets level 6, they actually got that kill too. So unfortunate for him, because he wants to push the tower with the siege wave. That would be like the ideal scenario. So he tanks a little bit of the tower and pushes it with that siege wave. I'm actually surprised the Ogre and the Tiny were able to kill the DK. He's like very tanky at this point. I suppose they have like a decent amount of magical damage though, so it's alright.
And Feeble onto Illidan. Makes it a little bit harder for him to really do anything at all. That's 2 points in the Enfeeble from Lil. So really abusing this mechanic, getting that extra reduction and the extra duration. Actually scales pretty nicely if you put some early points into it.
Yeah, it's pretty rare to see the Enfeeble maxed out, but against the Nakes, it's really strong because he can't take it off with the BKB, and it's basically all of his damage. Okay, Tiny's actually going in on the middle lane with the DK, or sorry, DK's going in with the double damage.
This is a great time to strike, though. The DK's feeling overconfident with that double damage rune on. Dragon Form also popped very early into the duration. If they can get this kill, it'll be awesome, but press the attack there to help him out. The toss forward, DK is down. LC rotates in, but only level 4. No threat of duel. Won't be able to find anything in the way of counter kills. General getting credit for that one. Much needed for Navi.
That right there is exactly why you see people maxing toss. It's not because it does more damage. It's because it's much more of a consistent thing to toss your ally on somebody, get that damage, stun them for the lockdown, not for the damage, and then have your team assist you. Like, it's more of a team-oriented sort of build where you don't have to get, in order to use the avalanche toss and get more damage than just the toss max, you need to be right on top of them. So you need to go for like phase drums, early blink, or you just need to get really lucky with positioning, like stand on high ground and catch somebody, or have a stun setup. Like, it's way less consistent. So we just saw the toss max really work out there, because he just tosses the Bane, and even if the toss doesn't get the kill, the Bane's gonna get the kill afterwards, like, because he's right on top of him with the toss damage. So I understand why people do this build.
Yeah,
I just
no, you're totally right.
Depends. Depends on the game.
It depends on what you want to do. There's a difference between maximizing damage and being there to finish off those kills. In this game, it seems like the chosen build was the appropriate one. Really been a lot of lane rotations this game. We saw the PL and LC kind of make a move to the top before that last fight broke out. Now NAVI are making, well, they were making a rotation down bottom. Beaver's going to be right here to push back Dendi. So feels like both sides really struggling to get this ideal lane set up, as it's just been musical lanes for the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is favoring Navi, though. Or, sorry, Spirit. It's really hard to say, 'cause Legion does really well against PL.
Oh, he's able to jaunt. Dendi times it just about perfectly, but, ooh, a little close.
Actually, it's nice that, at the very least, Team Spirit zoned him off the lane there, because I think this is the only lane, really, for Team Spirit that's going very poorly. Like, with Lil sitting down here just constantly enfeebling this lifestealer. I think this is kind of the most annoying lane for Team Spirit to deal with. So zoning out the puck there is very, very effective, because the other lanes are doing well and are going to do well. It's like a Legion versus PL, and it's a DK who's getting quite a lot in this game. DK kind of always does okay, but this bottom lane, it could be a disaster for them. So it's good that they're focusing on it.
Up top, LC is level 7, and now he's going to get turned on. LeBron just pops his head out of the trees.
So
the press of the attack really helps here, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Spirit lands to chase him down. Navi get another one up on the scoreboard.
You just don't expect a hero to hit for 110 damage at this point, and have the illusions that are actually hitting for like a significant chunk of damage. Maxing this Phantom Rush from PL.
Down bottom.
It really...
Pressure onto Lil. He'll TP out, and Dendi drops the Dream Coil. Actually turns onto FNG.
Nice phase shift.
And this is going to cost him his life. He jaunts over to the orb, but Pikachu's here. Elder Dragon form. If Dendi gets out of here, and it looks like he will, this is so costly. You drag. Oh, there's the snowball, the orb. Dendi might have it again.
Nice
it's going to be close. The stun is there. Now the silence. I think this Fairy Dragon is done for. All right, there it is. So proves worth it for Pikachu, but using that ult and then not being able to sit in the lane, pressure the tower, or find any kills with it definitely hurts. So that was really almost a requirement for the DK at this point to keep pace.
Yeah, I agree. There's actually a lot of ways that they can kill Puck in this game. I know, like, in the early game, it doesn't necessarily look like there's a lot, because it's pretty easy to phase shift the DK stun, pretty easy to phase shift the snowball. But when you pair them together, we see it working so beautifully that the phase shift, just the cooldown is too long on it. It doesn't last long enough that they can just combo with the forcing him to phase shift something else, and then using the DK stun, and then eventually the DK is going to have a Shadow Blade. So it's actually a pretty damn hard Puck game for Dendi, although he's not like, he's a player who's obviously had a massive amount of experience dealing with extremely hard games. So I'm sure we'll see him not dying too frequently, but he's not going to be immortal like he might be in another game on Puck.
Sure, absolutely. Looking at inventories, Drums now up on Tiny. He did go for the Treads instead of the phase boots.
Yeah, I like that better, because, I mean, it depends on the build. With this build, you for sure go for the go for the Treads.
Top duel onto Crystallize, it looks like. LC going to find it. And that will be a kill. Nicely done.
That's a dual one, too.
Yeah, FNG setting that whole thing up, though, man. He is so good on this Disruptor. It's almost worth banning out in that first phase, I think. Like,
I mean, they pick it in every single game.
Played it 3 out of 3 games now, and every single game he has looked maybe not unstoppable, but he's a playmaker, right? There hasn't been a game we've seen yet where he's on Disruptor, and it's like, man, I wish this Disruptor could just contribute something. You know, he kept them in that game 1 that took us to a game 3.
Yeah, it's almost like he's a 4-roll. Like, he actually looks to make plays himself. He's not just kind of sitting behind people.
It's true. Yeah, he plays kind of a unique 5 in that regard. Much more than just a warding game.
Every single game. I looked at their Dota buff, and it's like 10 out of the last 15 games he's on Disruptor, and if it's banned, he's Bane.
Well, Fiend's Grip onto the Lifestealer. Dendi trying to orb across. It's going to be close, but they do have the damage. They bring him down before he can rage. Now Dream Coil to Beaver. They've got the interrupt there with the Nightmare. He will be able to snowball, buy some time. The Dream Coil expires, but now that Ogre's rotated in, I don't think there's any way that the Tusk survives. Maybe they can clean this up for a counter kill. Dendi jumps to the other side as FNG and Moon rotate over. He does have a duel, but needs to be very cautious about how he uses it. This Ogre has a double damage rune and actually hits pretty hard, but now Now DK rotating in. Navi may opt to just split, but no, it's General who's rotated in. He misses the stun, and this is a straight-up 5v5. Navi has reinforcements in secret, or pardon me, Spirit will TP to their shrine and try to clean up. I think now the retreat might be had. No, Navi actually want to go back
Lil
in.
does no damage.
It's General on the other side, and Pikachu
does
getting
no damage.
isolated by Dendi and Co. This Phantom Lancer goes in hard. FNG drops the ult, but it might not be enough to save him. And now up top, Pikachu will be stuck in a 4v1.
Oh, he killed him anyway.
Song and dance. Uh-oh, Snowball. It might break this up enough. Pikachu stays alive. Now on the other side, Crystallized with a close duel. Lil actually will finish off Moon, but it's going to turn back the other way now. It's a 3-for-2. Navi getting reinforcements from the low ground. Stun on 2. Nicely placed by General, but everyone's so low on mana except this Tusk. He is going to throw some shards. He blocks out Lil. It's a snowball in. He should be able to find this kill. It's unbelievably not over yet. Illidan trying to finish off Lil is going to get tossed down. They get too greedy with it. However, they do bring down Lil in the end. They have to lose their Tusk. This is an insane back and forth. And I don't even know who this is good for.
That's all 5 of them.
Like, let's see. So, according to the teamfight recap, Spirit lost all 5. Navi only lost 3. So, it is a pretty big gain for Navi in the end. But
and they have an ancient stack here.
Yeah, but my God, sir. I mean, that was insane. That was so many little 1v1s of like, guys, I think we can turn. Oh, God, no, we can't. Yes, we can. No, we can't. With both sides doing that. It was like a 3-minute chase.
It was very unfortunate because Beaver in that fight, he used the snowball and he accidentally or was being a little greedy. He put it on the tiny, and it resulted in, I don't remember who, I think
Look
it was
at this PL up top, dude. He really is like a ragdoll. Fiend's Grip doing what it can, but Crystallize will still go down. It's a dual victory for Moon. Another big rotation from Spirit. Just immediately after that last fight, they go for another pickoff.
2 dual victories at this point is actually pretty nice. Like, you usually don't really get those until Blink Dagger, unless you're lucky. So having 2 is pretty damn nice for him. You usually have like 1 or 2 before Blink Dagger. He's not at the Blink Dagger yet.
Oh, Beaver
now.
Almost gets comboed down by General, but he will snowball. The glimpse back, pushes Tiny away, leaves Lil high and dry. Right clicks come, Illidan pops the rage. Nightmare buys him a little time, but hello, that's a nice shard, and now nobody will be
he's
coming
actually
for this
taking
thing.
very little damage from anybody but DK. Dude, he's maxing the Enfeeble. That is so annoying. But
it's actually
so
ridiculous.
Damn good.
120 damage for 20 seconds on an 8-second cooldown. So you can keep it up on 2 heroes reliably and have pockets where there's 3 heroes that are doing basically no damage.
Yep.
And if you put it up on 3 heroes and then use your Fiend's Grip on another, that's basically 4 heroes you're disabled.
Yeah. Or Nightmare, the other one.
That's true.
5.
Lil can disable the entire team. So
he really can. Like, honestly, Spear would be winning this, I think, if he wasn't maxing Enfeeble, because in so many of these fights, you see like a DK hitting and doing literally no damage because the Enfeeble is on him, and then also the Legion Commander duels somebody and is doing literally no damage because of the Enfeeble.
So Dendi's gonna get caught. Man, they really have a ridiculous amount of catch. It's like Ragdoll Dota. You know, you see Ice Shards one way, a Glimpse back the other way, a duel on top of you, this blinking Dragonite. Well, okay, he's got a Shadow Blade, but still the point is the same. I mean, Dendi was just tossed around there like a hand egg.
This is going to be a Legion Commander game. There's games that are and games that aren't. And in the games that aren't, she's kind of just a disable. In the Legion Commander games where she is, you know, she's a carry. She's really a carry and initiator. Like, she's such a problem, especially against PL.
Mid lane,
General's
General
getting gone on mid.
trying to put some damage onto the Tusk, but it's going to be a big reaction and another duel. No, he actually does not have it. It's on cooldown for another 5.
He's been killing people so quickly, he doesn't have it.
Yeah.
That's so funny. 30 duel damage before Blink Dagger. He just got it, though. So,
yeah,
30 duel damage at 16
start.
minutes. You're so happy on Legion. This is one of those games where it's a Legion game. She's going to be a carrier. Like, it's a serious problem. Yeah. She could almost solo carry the game if the game goes well enough. Because of, you know, she can kill the puck. She can even kill the Tiny with the Blade Mail. And at PL, I mean, that's no problem at all for Legion. I mean, Legion is the counter to PL because of the overwhelming odds. So I'd be very scared about this Legion Commander if I was Navi. And it's not like Legion's even the biggest problem, but she could turn out to be.
Well, Diffusal up on the PL, so that's definitely pretty nice. Again,
going
seeing
for Radiance again.
The versatility of this hero. You know, we saw a Battle Fury first PL yesterday, and it worked out pretty all right. But in this game, similar to what we saw with the Void last game, feels like you just need something to come online a little bit more quickly. And the Diffusal lets PL go from, yeah, he kind of hurts to, oh my god, now my health and my mana are disappearing. So very good right now, and this is going to give Navi some opportunity to fight. Now, like you said, the Life Stealer, he has the Relic. The hard part is over. Illidan's done a great job this game, getting involved, but also finding space to farm. 3, 2, and 6 will end up being a pretty decently timed Radiance.
Have you liked the Radiance build so far? Like, do you...
I think so. I mean, I definitely understand the thought process. I have that thought on a lot of, like, if I'm playing Underlord and I have 2,000 gold after Arcane Boots, like, I think Radiance will be really good right now. If you can get a Radiance before or around 20 minutes, it feels just really powerful. People around you just melt. You're inherently a little bit beefier because of the mischance, and farming becomes completely robotic. You know, you can just run into lanes and very quickly push it out. So, yeah, I think pretty much every game we've seen it, it's felt like it was a worthy investment. Yeah,
I mean, it's really good against Bane, too, because Bane is this, you know, he deals with, like, this physical damage kind of right-clicker form of Life Stealer, but this is something else. Like, this isn't that Life Stealer. It's a totally different idea. Like, you're very tanky with the mischance, and you're this kind of pulsating damage guy, like, you know, a carry but for different reasons. So I do kind of like it in this scenario. However, I did feel like last game it felt like he did very little damage, but in this game, with the Legion Commander being so huge and the DK, I don't think he really needs to be that kind of right clicker guy. Like, he's gonna have carry right clickers in the late game already. So going for this build is definitely good in this game.
Yeah, I feel that. It did feel maybe a little slow to come online in the last match, so it is always the opportunity cost you have to consider. DK with his ult down, he's going to spend some time in the jungle. Always a delicate balance on this hero, but up top, jump onto Dendi. It's a quick duel, and they will pop him. It's a Fairy Dragon down, and another victory for Moon. That's going to get him up to 44 damage at only
level 2
20
duel
minutes.
Too, so he's got 14 more or 4 extra damage from that, basically half a duel.
Yep.
So he's I mean, he's such a serious problem in this game. I mean, there's a max
No, okay.
Oh, he looks fine.
Thought they were going to.
There's a max enfeeble on this Legion, and he's just only minus 52 damage. Still got like 40, you know?
Yeah, I guess that quickly becomes not an effective counter to LC once you get enough damage. Lil uses the Nightmare, makes a little space for himself, but in the end, faces the inevitable and does take a tumble. So now this tier 2 up top, probably set to go down, or perhaps not. Spirit rotate into the mid.
Yeah, that middle tower is really important. There's really no other structure that does what that does. Like the
Pikachu.
The shrines don't matter as much.
Starts things off onto LeBron. Another duel for Moon. Oh my. This has already been getting out of control, but now it is officially a problem. 58 damage at 22 or 21 minutes. Spirit have complete control.
You can kind of get a feel in a game on Legion where it's like, ooh, this is going to be a good game, you know? Like, you just feel it with how it's going, and I could empathize with this Legion, you know? I could feel it for him. I could feel it's like, okay, this is going to be a fun game. Like, he's going to be such a threat, because you sometimes find yourself as not a threat, more of like, you know, a Blink Initiator sort of hero, rather than this hero who could single-handedly kill any of your heroes at some point in the game. And actually be a carry, but in this game, good God, he's going to be a problem.
Yeah, and now here's the other issue with the Nakes, right? He's not trailing behind by any stretch. He's got the Radiance, a lot of gold now, and he'll pick up the Medallion. So going right into that Solar Crest build. You explained it earlier, but the Solar Crest mixed with that level 20 talent and then the mischance of the Radiance, it actually gives the Lifestealer an insane amount of effective HP despite having a relatively low max HP pool. At least until they get like MKB or a Bloodthorn or something like that. So it's at this point kind of like the patented build that just seems to work. Tiny, he's going to walk on top of a Sentry. Oh no, how bittersweet for General. Well, actually there's nothing sweet about it. It's just a mouthful of bitter. It's going to hurt as LeBron gets glimpsed back, and well, the disruptor factor, as we've talked about, when you're playing from ahead, man, this guy is unreal. Meanwhile, on the other side, Beaver in some trouble. He does use some ice shards to block it out, but he is caught by the Dream Coil tether and does end up going down. So Lifestealer also fell on that other side. So it's kind of two fights. We were looking at the top one. where Spirit came out ahead, but down bottom they did lose Lifestealer and the Tusk.
Yeah, the Lifestealer's a big deal. The Tusk, not so much, but I mean, killing the Lifestealers. But then again, the Tiny is the highest on the net worth right now, and since he's been dead, the DK is now taking the top spot. So we'll see. So yeah, definitely an important kill to kill that Tiny because he was looking very elusive. The thing with the PL is that PL can look elusive in a game, but when you have a Legion commander, you don't really have to be worried about that hero. Like, at no point will you not be able to deal with him. He's not, you know, it's not one of those games. Like, if you have an Earthshaker or a Legion and there's a PL, you don't have to be like, oh god, he's going to get to that point where he's unkillable. He's always killable. Perfectly. I mean, you have a Legion commander. Whereas the Tiny maybe could get to that point with the status resist, but they killed him, so I think Team Spirit's probably pretty happy about that trade.
Yes, I think no doubt about that. I mean, the gold graph's still a little bit in their favor, still maintaining this momentum feel. I mean, DK's just picked up his BKB, so this is just a good time for Spirit to strike in general. Roshan will definitely fall. Navi leaving it uncontested, just farming enemy territory, maybe going to pressure this bottom lane. But playing it safe, not going to run into the pit.
The Bloodlust is really allowing Tiny to farm fast. I'm just watching him chunk down camps. Going for an Assault Cuirass next too. Aegis on Lifestealer, making him even more hard to kill. DK has a BKB, that's pretty huge.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Legion has a Blade Mail. That means no matter who Legion duels, they're basically going to be dead, because all of these cores do a lot of right-click damage.
Yeah, Blade Mail always scary if you're Tiny, right?
Oh yeah.
So much burst damage.
Yeah. Not all that much armor too. So 10 armor? Yeah, not that much. Legion actually has more armor than that. And so that means when Tiny is right-clicking Legion, Legion's going to take less damage than the Tiny is from the Blade Mail.
Well, slowing down a little bit here. So we get well into the mid-game. Dendi with an Arcane Rune on. He has Blink Dagger Veil and moving into the Yule Scepter. So been kind of an up-and-down game for the Puck. 5, 6, and 2. Definitely a higher death score than usual for Dendi, especially on this hero. But in his defense, he had a tough lane. There's been a lot of pressure coming his way. Tiny working on some D-ward action here. Smoke now from Spirit. They're going to go in onto General. They catch him with a duel, and there's that Blade Mail. It hurts, baby.
But the status resist. They kill him anyway.
Yep, they still bring him down. They don't get dual damage, but it doesn't really matter. Navi falling apart, and this is skirmish. The Ogre actually gets pushed into the trees. Sort of awkward there, but the Tusk.
Or is he? Oh, he TPs.
So a quick 2-for-0. You're right about the status resistance. That LC duel. It sort of catches you off guard. It lasts so it's such a short duration.
Yeah, it's like 2 seconds or something. But they have a DK, so winning a team fight, even trading in a team fight, means that they can take an objective. Yep. Although with that being said, PL is split pushing top pretty nicely.
Yeah, they took out that tier 1.
Did you get the tier 1?
So he's gonna, or was it already dead? Maybe that tier 1 was already down. So he's putting some pressure into the tier 2, but FNG's already come back. This LC is looking. It's gonna be close. He's got it. Crystallize is probably going to fall here. He does have a doppelganger, but his TP was interrupted. He does take FNG down before he falls, and now it looks like he's going to take the Tusk. The PL is stronger than they ever thought.
What a man.
Oh no, and now LC is like, shit, I got to get out of here. I can't even use my Blade Mail. DK comes. He does stun the right one, and now they'll be able to bring him down. One more doppelganger, a few more auto attacks, and they get it. Wow. That was...
God, that was so funny.
Pretty brutal.
I can't believe he just turned and killed them all. Although he is like, he's looking pretty scary. Like if you didn't have a Legion commander in this game and Radiant Snakes and a DK with like the Breathe Fire, like they have pretty decent ways of clearing these illusions. But in a lot of games, you'd be dealing with a PL like this and you'd be pretty scared of him. Like he could get to an unkillable point. But fortunately for Team Spirit, I think they have heroes that can deal with him very effectively with these AoE abilities, especially the Legion commander. So he's never really going to be unkillable. But good God. We can see the power of the PL who's free farming. Like, he's really shot up on the net worth, and this looks like a dead Illidan.
Yeah, Illidan walks right into the Fiend's grip, and there's going to be pretty big follow-up. He's tanky. They are actually having a lot of trouble bringing him down. He does have the Aegis, so there could be a turn. Spirit are moving some heroes inbound. Beaver with the Walrus Punch does go in onto General, so Illidan only loses the Aegis. Will they get anything out of this? LC, unfortunately, trapped. That's not the way you want that to happen, but...
Whoop, he says. Yeah,
was an oops.
That was awkward. They need some dust. That's what they need. They need some dust for this Tiny. I think they can't be walking around without. It's just free immortality. Like the hero is just too mobile to carry sentries against. I think if you're looking to fight on their terms, like if you're responding to things, I think you need dust. If you're baiting a sentry, like that's different. But a gem at this point, honestly, would even work out for them because I think that how much has the Tusk been dying? Not all that much. If they could put a gem on, although that's pretty risky. I guess that's kind of a pub strat.
It's pretty risky, but we are getting into that territory. I mean, 28 minutes is not that late to pick up a gem. I think it's more about confidence.
He picks up the dust. He's like, he's not gonna make that mistake again, because that could have been a free Tiny kill with the Legion duel.
Yeah. It's high risk, high reward, and I think the longer it goes on, the more you want to accept that risk to get a pick off because you can punish even harder. Puck hiding in the trees here. I think Dendi will be just fine. Just looking to cut the wave, I suppose.
Being a nuisance. It's good. It's a nice way to play. Oh, there's a disruptor though. It's pretty scary against. Glimpse.
Now he does have the Yule's Scepter. Will be
blink.
forced to use the phase shift now. No blink. Static Storm, Kinetic Field. There's the Yule. Snowball in. Dendi's going to die. One more. No blink. All right, Fairy Dragon down. Now back to the mid lane. Crystallize taking huge damage from this DK who just picked up a BKB. He's going to continue to chase down Crystallize, but loses vision as he gets pulled back. It's another easy kill.
God, I didn't even think about the splash attack actually from the Dragon Knight form ulti on level 3. That's really, really good against PL. I mean, it's good against everything. God, have you dealt with this hero when it gets to level the level 3 and the ulti? It's so annoying. He basically has a free Scotty and a splash attack. I mean, it's insane.
This is how you have to play the DK. He's tied for highest level. They kill the PL. PL does not have a buyback, by the way, and DK does have his BKB. So about a quarter duration left on his ultimate. They're going to try to chunk down the tower. No glyph for the Dire. It was just used. So Barracks will be exposed momentarily here. Still 35 seconds till the PL comes up. If he had the buyback, he probably would have used it already. So they are going to sound the alert to go all in here on these Barracks. Pikachu loses his ultimate. Now they're going to start to retreat. PL up in 20. Happy with the tier 3. It opens up shrines. Spirit now 5k in the lead.
See, that's the point where if you're in a pub, your DK just walks in and keeps hitting the base because he wants it so bad, and then you get wiped, and then the game becomes even again, when it could have just been, shrines and then eventually get the racks. That's some, It takes experience. Like, you have to get screwed doing that a couple of times in scrims and stuff to really get that feeling of like, oh god, we don't want that to happen again, because it's so tempting. It's like, it's tantalizing, the thought of just taking a racks at this point in the game. In a game that's fairly even, it makes it not so even anymore,
Yeah, absolutely. Navi, they know this. They're going to smoke out as 5. Pressing up the mid. Looks like they'll wrap around into enemy territory. Spirit, they're all just grouped up down bottom. I think they see these outer towers and just look at them as money bags right now. Finish off that tier 1 and see if they can force Navi.
Navi's nowhere near anybody.
Yeah, they also have great wards down on these two kind of plateau areas. So it's just a safe spot for the Radiant to try to take a fight.
Spirit is playing really well away from where they know the Navi vision is. Playing around the bottom lane, also presumably because there's 2 towers down there that they want to take, but maybe a bit of luck, maybe a bit of skill and knowledge that Navi have the wards in this area, because Navi smoke to their wards, which is a very common play that you make because it's so easy to fight around them, and you can see, whether or not somebody's going to be alone around the wards, but Team Spirit completely avoiding them, getting free towers in the bottom lane.
Yep.
Like they're trying to get a kill mid, and Legion Commander has the Shadow Blade, which is so great for initiating. You don't even try. Oh, is this Bane gonna get glimpsed? No, he has a glimmer.
They really wanted to, but Bane knows he's safe. They've got some sentries down. They're just going to run straight up to high ground. PL is split pushing. The glyph comes out for the Dire. Crystallize really doesn't push that fast, and this will probably be Barracks for Navi. The melee get focused down, and DK says, let's get the hell out of here. We got what we came for. Meanwhile, in the top lane, PL actually gets the tower down to about 400 HP. A little bit of chip damage, but at the end of the day, Spirit, I think, got to be happy with that trade.
6k gold now they have an advantage, and that's with split farming in that fight. Well, in that Rax push. DK had the Arcane Rune too during that push, so he's got 20 seconds on his ultimate. It just fell off, and it's 17 seconds until it comes up again. So Navi's probably going to look to fight, and I don't think it's going to go well for them because DK's going to have his ultimate unless they grip the DK.
Oh, they've got the DK, but right there, LC cleanses it. Say goodnight to your Fiend's Grip, and now perhaps to turn the other way, Beaver charging in the back line. They force out the Static Storm, but it's not on the mark with the kinetic field, and everyone just starts to spread. Na'Vi all going in opposite directions, and it seems that will minimize their losses. Lil probably left behind. He's got the Glimmer Cape, but he will be dusted. And that means another duel victory for the Legion Commander, now up to plus 90. Na'Vi hoping for more, but falls short.
DK has his ulti now, too. So, bottom tower, maybe even bottom tier 3 is going to... Oh, never mind, they're looking to go for a play. Oh, I thought I heard the Nakes infest. They're not infesting. He was just healing up, that's all. Okay, still looking to farm, I guess. Although the Legion Commander is definitely looking for kills right now with the Shadow Blade. What talents did this guy go for? Attack speed? Okay. I wonder what the level 19 talent, or what the level 20 talent he's going to go for. Because I see a lot of people go for the 10% proc chance, but I think the movement speed is, like, super broken.
Bottom lane, Illidan trying to push this tower. Of course, this is the last outer tower for Na'Vi.
He's actually kind of alone.
Sort of. He's got some teammates nearby. They've got 2 wards up, but you can see on the map they're drawing some diagrams.
Yeah, they're waiting for Roche. They may as well. It's going to respawn soon. They know it.
Yeah, really close. Plus, they've got the sigil in the pit, so they can kind of just linger nearby and see exactly when the biggin comes back.
The biggin. Back and biggin, boys. Yeah, no, there's no point to force anything, to be honest. In a game like this, I mean, they're literally 9k ahead in best of 3 on the 3rd game against NAVI in the semifinals of DAC, or of DAC qualifier. So it's like I imagine that this has got to be pretty intense, and they're feeling it. And I don't think they're gonna just be very, very greedy. Like as we saw them, actually the Crystallize is looking like he could maybe get caught here. No. But we saw them back off after that push, the initial push on the mid tower. Even though they could have been greedy and kept going for the racks, but it's like they don't want to risk it at all. They don't want to try to get more than they can get for free.
Now Spirit go right into the Roche pit. Na'Vi just taking a look at their vision. They've got some okay wards down. That one's going to expire just as I click on it. And they've got another very deep in enemy territory. They are nowhere in a position to contest Roche. And this will go down Aegis and Cheese in favor of Team Spirit.
Takes the Cheese. DK? Okay. DK takes Cheese. He has BKB. He's an Assault Cuirass now. Illidan has Sange and Yasha. He's building into maybe a Manta style or something like that. Maybe he'll disassemble the or maybe a Scotty. I feel like Scotty's a pretty good item to go for. Although he's just holding the ultimate orb right now. Nothing in his quick buy.
Dendi does TP out this time, so does not get caught split pushing as he has a few times prior.
Dendi has the Agnum Scepter now. This is actually very, very good for these fights because the Nakes has a magic immunity. The magic immunity on the DKs and the form of the BKB and Legion Commander eventually will have magic immunity, so this is going to be very, very useful for these team fights.
Bane wanted to Fiend's Grip that, but decided they wouldn't have the damage to finish him off, and he has a Lincoln Sphere, so they had to think twice. They toss him back. Now the Fiend's Grip gets interrupted. Dream Coil on 4.
Nice snowball.
The snowball does reset things a little bit. The LC actually breaks the tether, and now the Static Storm doing a lot of work, but they're just not finding the kills. It's a good hold for Na'Vi, but the Aegis is still standing, and they've burned both their big ultimates. Illidan getting low. This could be the Aegis. PL Illusions will not be enough. And now things
suppose they're gonna
reset.
heal up, reset, go for the shrine, and then maybe go back into the next DK ulti. Illidan actually went for a Lincoln Sphere, and this actually makes a lot of sense because the Bane Fiend's Grip has been, I mean, no pun intended, but the bane of his existence. Like it's been very, very hard for him to deal with this Fiend's Grip, and now he can. The only thing is, Puck now has the Aghanim Scepter, so the Fiend's Grip has disabled him up until this point, and now the Aghanim Scepter is going to be the disabling factor for Na'Vi, and we've seen Na'Vi come back from worse. So I think that with this Aghanim Scepter, there's definitely potential in these fights, as we just saw.
Yes, absolutely. We saw how the power of this Aghanim is the level 3 Dream Coil. 700 damage, 4.5 seconds stun. The LC snapped it. That was like half of his HP, something like that.
Yeah,
a little bit less, maybe 40%. But it's pretty scary to think about. If you can catch a 4-hero Dream Coil like that, it gives you a pretty serious upper hand of how you want to take the fight.
Yep, and especially with PL, he'll get to this level 25 pretty soon. He's level 23, almost level 24. And when he's critting people, in that Dream Coil time, he's going to be shredding them a lot quicker. So that disable time with PL scaling, like, it's going to matter a lot more. And it's even through BKB, it doesn't matter. PL does all of his damage through BKB. It's physical right click. So this hero is going to do a lot in that Dream Coil. Although, obviously, you know, Team Spirit in a really, really good position too, but there's potential. They do need to be careful. This isn't just a one game already. Like, they could throw.
100%. Yeah, 40 minutes, 11K net worth. It's sort of interesting to see how the LC has progressed. So much early damage, but now it's like 90 damage at 38 minutes. That's pretty good, but it feels sort of like on par, you know, not really exceptional or super ahead of the curve anymore. So I think NAVI have done a good job to stop that bleeding, but now they're going to have to try once more. Illidan pressing forward. He's going to be the target of choice. He gets down to about half HP, but we'll start to regen up. He does have the Aegis of the Immortal. Nice dodge from Lil. He won't get stunned. It'll keep him alive, and now BKB popped by DK. They're getting body blocked as the Dream Coil comes. This is pretty much negating the entire DK BKB. Really well done by Dendi. Now the glyph comes out. Still a long duration on this dragon form, though. And don't forget, he has the cheese. Meanwhile, in the top lane, PL is split pushing. It's a 4v5 in the base, and I think PL might have a lane of barracks. Lil will get dueled, and this will probably be a victory. It certainly is. Top lane of barracks will go down as the Bane buys back. Now Bane TPing in. Tiny jumping forward. Dendi as well. Big damage as FNG gets low, but he'll stay standing for now as LeBron dies. He'll buy back. General gets out of the base, and he dies as well. Buyback available, but he's going to hold it for now. PL took that top lane. Now he's focused on the bottom tier 3. What's the TP situation? Navi now just trying to get the interrupt so they can cripple the base. Lil will die back to buy the time. No TP on the Disruptor. No TP on the Tusk. Spirit might be kind of all in here. LeBron, he'll get brought down. A dieback for him. Now on the other side, it's PL versus Pikachu. Pikachu not winning this exchange, but PL feels like he has to go home.
I think if they fight with PL right now, they could...
Bottom lane?
It's hard with the Aegis. It's really hard with the Aegis, but...
Buyback with Tiny. Outside of the base, Dendi comes in. They bring the LC very low. The illusions might be enough, but General is just not winning this man fight. They need the PL, and they're going to lose their Tiny. Now Beaver getting very low. Illidan standing his ground. He might not win this battle, and it certainly doesn't look like it. He's better than the Tiny, but cannot best this PL in a straight-up fight. Now Dendi getting low. Will be able to orb back. Crystallize. Actually a little bit low on HP. Now FNG back in the fray. Spirit feeling the pressure. They actually want to try to put more on while these heroes are dead. They know that these are diebacks. DK's got a fresh ultimate. The tier 3's down, and now this is going to be Megas. Dendi jumps back in, and he gets obliterated. BKB pops by Pikachu. Dendi gets caught by a stun. He will buy back, but the Megas have come. Spirit now need to get out of dodge. Nightmare on the DK gets cleansed up. That pesky press the attack coming in handy as the retreat is secured. Spirit one step closer.
I mean, they're going to feel very, very happy right now. But the thing is, with this PL hero, I feel like there's no point where you for sure lost the game, you know? This hero is so damn strong with that crit at level 25. Like, it's just an insane crit. Like, they have potential still to win this. I think they defend Megas. Although I'd obviously be feeling a little uncomfortable right now being against Megas and having the enemy team have such an advantage. But there's still possibility. It's just that they're gonna have to hold out for like at least 10 more minutes, 10 to 20 more minutes. Like, this PL needs more items. He needs like, yeah, he's got Battle Fury. I thought maybe Mjolnir or something like that, but Battle Fury is good. He's getting a heart, maybe even a Bloodthorn at some point. He should toss his boots, get a Bloodthorn, something like that, and they could definitely still win this. I mean, they have Tiny against Megas. Tiny still has room to grow too. He's almost got his he hasn't almost got it, but he's going for Daedalus next, and that'll be some serious damage. I feel like Monkey King bars. Like, I seriously think these heroes need Monkey King bars to deal with the Snakes. Like, the Nakes is not doing a huge amount of damage. It's just that he's so hard to kill in these engagements that they're wasting so much time on him, and enough time that he is doing the damage with the Radiance Pulse and with the Mjolnir and his pretty small right clicks for this point in the game.
All right, one more fight. No buybacks except the DK. So if Navi lose a fight here, there is absolutely no way they hold on. Glimpse back onto the Tiny, and he is going to be in big trouble. General getting destroyed in this fight. Does turn, gets off maybe one auto attack. Now Pikachu caught by the Fiend's Grip. And LC is there with the cleanse. Lotus Orb, BKB. Lil gets cleaned up. Crystallize running out of options. And this looks like the end of Na'Vi in this series. LeBron dropping the stuns, but now the DK gets healed up completely. GG is called as Dendi falls, and it's a full 5-man wipe. Spirit have secured themselves a slot in the grand finals of the DAC 2018 CIS qualifiers. And now up next, we will see Na'Vi fight for survival in the tournament in the lower bracket finals.
So Team Spirit's in the grand finals. Like, that's
one
huge.
series away from LAN.
That's crazy. I mean, this game, it was just I honestly feel like the Legion Commander was really the X factor in this game, just hitting all of those duels on really important targets. It was so hard for Na'Vi because the Legion being huge meant that even though the PL was a massive problem, and the Tiny was actually a pretty big problem too, Legion doesn't struggle to deal with those heroes. Like, he was just disabling those heroes in those fights. And with the DK too, with the DK form level 3, like the PL illusions were just melting. The Tiny was not able to use his status resist to get away in these fights. I mean, obviously it's not all draft or anything like that, but with the lead that they had, it really felt like this draft that Team Spirit had was just didn't care about the heroes on the side of Na'Vi.
Yeah, I'm kind of inclined to agree with you there. But up next, we're going to have